name is Carrie Spindler, owner of the GoodieBox Bakeshop in Hoboken, New Jersey. Today, we're going to be making chocolate cupcakes with peanut butter buttercream dipped in chocolate ganache. The first step in our cupcakes is to boil some water. Now you can do that in a tea kettle or simply a pot. So now that we have that on the burner, we're going to start mixing our cupcake batter. The first step in making chocolate cupcakes is to take 1 cup of butter or 2 sticks and put it in your mixer bowl. And then you're going to take 3 cups of packed brown sugar and you're going to put it in a stand mixer, or you can use your own hand beater to mix. And you want to cream it so it's going to get a little bit frothy and lighter in color. So we're just going to mix it on medium speed. Start off slow, and then as it mixes, you can quicken the speed a little bit. And just let it mix for maybe 2 minutes. Sometimes you get a few sugar pieces that might fly out, but just let it mix. Now while your sugar and your butter's creaming, you're going to take 4 eggs and put them in a different container. You don't want to put the eggs directly into the bowl because it's often easy to drop a shell into your cream sugar, and that will just completely mess up your whole system and you'll have to start over. So you're going to want to crack your eggs and put them in a separate container. You can do it in a bowl or a measuring cup. Now your sugar may start to creep up on the sides of the bowls a little bit, so you want to stop the mixer and just scrape the sides so that you make sure it gets fully blended and mixed. Now that that's fully creamed, you can see the consistency. Now this is a dark brown sugar. It depends on the depth of chocolate taste that you want in your cupcake. You can use a golden brown or a dark brown. Either one will work. So then what you're going to do is put the mixer on a low speed and simply pour your eggs in one at a time. And just move the speed up a little bit as you go. So as you're adding the eggs, you want to pause the mixer and just scrape down the sides again, just to make sure that the eggs are fully emulsified with the butter and sugar. So you're going to add your final egg, just let it mix a little bit. Perfect. You're going to do one final scrape of the sides, just to make sure you get all the egg fully mixed in there. And then it's on to your dry ingredients. Now you're going to want to sift your dry ingredients into one bowl. At home, I use your typical strainer. Most home cooks don't necessarily have a professional sifter. Of course, we have one in our bakery, but at home, I actually just use something that simple. So you're going to take 2 2/3 cup of flour, all-purpose, unbleached flour, and just empty that into your strainer. 3 cups of Dutch processed cocoa powder. You want to incorporate cocoa powder with your flour because cocoa powder oftentimes can get lumpy and you don't want lumps in your batter. And this is a great way with sifting. Everything's going to get blended and broken apart into fine particles. Then 1 tablespoon of baking soda. All right, then what you're going to do is simply sift it over a bowl. And sometimes there's a few lumpy particles in the end. This is a great example of why you need to sift. It helps to get these lumpy particles through the sifter so that they're not lumpy particles in your batter. And I just like to give it a nice little stir, just so that everything's blended. Now it's time to add it to your butter and sugar mixture. This is very important to put your mixer on medium. Whether you're using a hand mixer or a stand mixer, you want to start off on a very slow speed. Start adding your dry mixture and alternate it with 1 1/3 cup sour cream. And don't forget, stop and scrape the sides. You want to make sure that the sugar, butter, eggs, and your dry flour ingredients all mix thoroughly together. Okay, now add 1 1/3 cup of boiling water to your batter. Now that we've prepared the batter, it's time to put it in your cupcake tins. And as you see, it's a very thin batter, so it pours very easily out of something with a pour spout. And you want to pour the batter until you reach about a 1/4 inch of space at the top of the cupcake wrapper. Having a thin batter allows you to pour very easily. Next, you want to bake your cupcakes on the middle rack at 350 for 20 to 22 minutes. Every oven is different, so you want to make sure that at that 20-minute marker, you just take a peek at your cupcakes and see if they look done or not. You may have to leave them in for 1 or 2 more minutes. So the next step for our chocolate cupcakes is to make the peanut butter buttercream. What I like to do is use 1 part butter to 1 part peanut butter and 1 part powdered sugar. So it's 1 pound of powdered sugar to 1 cup of peanut butter and 1 cup of butter, which is 2 sticks. So the first step in making peanut butter buttercream is to add the butter, which is 1 cup or 2 sticks, with the peanut butter, 1 cup, and you want to cream the butter and the peanut butter together. Pull your mixer up, and you again can make this with a hand mixer, but you always want to pause after you've creamed it to scrape the sides down and make sure that you fully incorporate the butter and the peanut butter together. Next step is to add your powdered sugar. Now this can be a tricky step because you don't want to have powdered sugar go everywhere. So we're going to put the mixer on low and add your powdered sugar by the spoonful. When making your peanut butter buttercream, you want to incorporate 1/4 cup whole milk. Stop, scrape the sides. Next, you're going to add your vanilla. Now you want to add 1 tablespoon of vanilla. Now you want to beat the buttercream until it's nice and smooth. So just let the mixer run or use your hand mixer for about 1 to 1.5 minutes. So the next step is piping your buttercream onto your cupcakes. I like to use a big, fat, round piping tip. So you're going to fill your piping bag with your buttercream. Push your frosting down towards the tip, and now you're ready to pipe your cupcakes. Now you have your chocolate cupcakes fresh from the oven. They've been cooling for about 35 minutes. So you're going to take your peanut butter buttercream and just pipe as much as you want on each cupcake. The next step is to make the ganache. I'm just using some chocolate chips from your typical grocery store, but they're 60% cocoa. They're going to be richer and really chocolatey. 1 cup of chocolate chips, and I'm taking 2 cups of cream that is warmed over the stovetop, and I'm going to pour it on there. Then I'm just going to stir up the chocolate chips to make a nice dipping ganache. So now that the buttercream has had a chance to firm up on your cupcake, you're going to take it and dip it into the ganache. And here you have chocolate cupcakes with peanut butter buttercream and chocolate ganache. I'm Carrie Spindler, owner of the GoodieBox Bakeshop in Hoboken, New Jersey. If you want to learn more about our tasty goodies, you can find us at www.goodieboxbakeshop.com. And remember, good things come from those who bake.